All right, so first we're gonna start with the clavicle for the first bone. So the sternal end is right here, connects to the manubrium of the sternum. So right here, and then if you trace it this way, you get the acromial end, which attaches to the acromion process. That right there makes up the AC joint, so we'll stay over here. So if you follow your fingers on the clavicle and the acromion process right here, there's like a little dent right there, and that's the AC joint. For the sternoclavicular joint, excuse me, it's right here at the sternal end of the clavicle and the manubrium of the sternum. So if you have your patient raise their arm, you can feel it move there. So sweet. Manubrium, like we said, is right here, the up portion of the sternum. The scapula. So if you come to the back with me, a great way to find the scapula is to cuff your hands like this. And here you can find the medial or the inferior angle. You can also find the medial border on this side, and you can just trace it up with your fingers this way. The lateral border is kind of harder to trace because our patient has a huge latissimus dorsi muscle, so it's like really under there, and you gotta like get in there. What am I missing? Acromion process we already talked about over here. Easy way to find that is you find the spine of the scapula, which is right here, and you trace it to the lateral portion of the shoulder, and you get a little pointy spot right there. The coracoid process, so the acromion process right here, the coracoid is like just a little bit medial and downward, and it's like a little bump that's kind of tender, so let me know if it's, oh, here it is. And if you move your arm, it shouldn't move much. So that's how you know you found it. Lateral border, medial inferior angle, spine, yeah. Okay, we're good with that. Humerus now. So again, this is kind of hard because he has a huge deltoid muscle. But if he raises his arm here, you can find the head that attaches to the glenoid fossa, with the deltoid tuberosity being farther down the lateral portion of the humerus where the deltoid attaches. So it's right in here. Greater tubercle is the lateral portion of the head, and it's the larger bump on the bone. And then the lesser tubercle is the more medial bump. It's smaller. And in between those is the intertubercular groove. Okay. And then the neck is just right, if you feel the head, the neck is just right below the head. So deltoid. So the anterior portion of the deltoid, if he flexes his arm this way, it's easier to tell because you can see it bulging out right here. So this is the anterior portion. It does flexion, internal rotation, and horizontal abduction, and a couple more things. The lateral portion, the middle portion, is right here, right next to the anterior portion. This does abduction of the arm and horizontal abduction. Okay. Posterior, back here, this does extension. It also does external rotation as well. Let's see what we got next. Okay, so pectoralis major. So again, he has a big pectoralis major muscle. The upper fibers is from here, right below the clavicle, down to right above the nipple line is the major, or the upper fibers. What these do is these contribute to flexion, internal rotation, horizontal adduction. The lower fibers, so the lower fibers of the pectoralis major right here, what these are going to do is the main difference from the upper is it's going to do extension and adduction. So next one we have latissimus dorsi. So this is a big muscle. It kind of helps if the patient moves their arm like this. Then you can feel it all the way from, kind of curves down right here. So find the curve of it, and then it kind of connects with the fascia right here and comes all the way up like this. So all of this is the latissimus dorsi right here. Okay. What the latissimus dorsi does is it does extension, abduction, internal rotation. Teres major. So this is under the latissimus dorsi, so it's kind of hard to find. But basically, it goes from here and it comes all the way up here. What this does is this does extension, internal rotation and adduction. So the next one we have is coracobrachialis, which is right here. What this does is horizontal adduction and then just diagonal adduction as well. Next we have the serratus anterior. So this one is like the lateral portion of the body. It goes like over the ribs, so you can kind of see it on some people that are like very cut. Comes down this way. What it does is flexion and upward rotation of the scapula. What is next? So pectoralis minor is right under the pectoralis major, and what this does is protraction and depression as well. Subclavius is right under the clavicle, and this just stabilizes the clavicle at the sternoclavicular joint. Trapezius, so this is a large muscle on the back. If you come this way, we have upper, middle, and lower region of the trapezius. So it kind of just goes like here from the spine. It comes in this way and then all the way up here. So this is all right here is the trapezius. And so the upper fibers, these are going to do elevation and like rotation of the head, extension of the head. The middle fibers are going to do retraction and elevation. And then the lower fibers are going to do retraction but depression. And then rhomboids. So the rhomboids kind of are, so if you find like the medial aspect of the scapula, they're going to connect on the medial aspect all the way up here. So this is, yeah, here are the rhomboids right here. And what these are going to do, there's major and minor. The minor is up top and the major's down here. These are going to do retraction and elevation of the scapula. And then the levator scapulae is up here. And what this is just going to do is this is only going to do elevation of the scapula. So that's it.